According to the MACD, CRO is slowly scooping up again. But what are all the other indicators saying? Well guys, I would say let's strap in and let's find out. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm the one and only Coin Baron, and recently in all my live streams I've been really eyeing the MACD for the CRO US dollar pair. And guys, normally after a period of green we shortly go into the red area, but as you might have noticed, well, we have had quite the summer lull. Really, since March, it has only been going down for the CRO price. But recently, we made the transition from the solid red into the light red. And this is a good sign because we are slowly scooping up again. In general, you could say that CRO US dollar has pressed the full reset button because right now we're trading at the exact same prices as when the year started. And in general, I would say that's a healthy setup. We always have these kind of waves in the MACD. We go from red to green, from red to green again. And also these waves are becoming bigger and bigger and bigger. Unfortunately, with this tool, we cannot determine new price targets for the short term as it's a lagging indicator. But luckily, I do think you will find out soon enough anyways, because what we often see is that the MACD is like a mirror. We had 10 weeks of solid red, and then we just completed another 10 weeks of light red with one fake out in between. But guys, I do think within the next days or maybe a few weeks, we will actually go into the green wave. And guys, don't fade these waves, because the last green wave we had, we went up about 160%, so not too shabby. Anyways, enough talk about the MACD. What other tools do we have? On my X profile, I recently posted this chart with some technical analysis, and some of you experts out there might already recognize the inverse head and shoulder, with this being a shoulder, this being a shoulder, and this being the head. And guys, I do definitely believe that the crash of Bitcoin towards 50k and also the crash from CRO towards 7 cents, that really was the low for this summer lull. And guys, some of you might have the critique that this, guys, is a bit crooked for head and shoulder, but overall, from a technical perspective, it is still an intact pattern. And for this, we can actually get a new target by drawing the line over here, the neckline, towards the head, and then we can actually go back up towards 11 to 12 cents. Looking at the chart, that 12 cent target is also a very important one, because we have seen in the past resistance, support, and also resistance here again. So I would really like to see us taking over that 12 cent level and really cementing it as support going forward. There is only one caveat though, and that is the 50-day simple moving average. And guys, this is really hurtful to see, but we get rejection after rejection after rejection. And I think the last one we had just a few days back is the most beautiful example of that, because we had a wick up to the 50-day, but then we had the rejection and 3 days of red followed. What I would like to see is a definite break above the 50-day simple moving average. And it could play out like we've seen a bit earlier in the year. Also there, quite the big wick down below. And if we then overlay the bar patterns, well, how would it look like that? Then we could see maybe something like this. And honestly, overlaying this, it looks eerily similar. Also going down and going up again at about the same pace. And if it would repeat like this pattern, then guys, it would only take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 7, 8 more candles, 8 more days until we break. So I will actually put this on the chart also for the next monthly check-in, where we do, well, the monthly check on Cronos for the month of September. So stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe and also like this video, because guys, we're actually onto something, I think, looking at this chart. Before we go to the CRO Bitcoin price, I do want to address that there are some macro events happening as well in the upcoming days, like for example, a Fed rate cut. But guys, I personally believe that really narrative kind of follows price and not the other way around. Of course, there might be some macro events like Corona, COVID, that really actually caused a lot of panic. But honestly, like 4 years ago, no one was really talking about the latest Fed rate cuts. We were talking a lot about the strength of the dollar, but overall, I think even if we get a small rate cut or a big rate cut, in the bigger picture, it doesn't really matter for neither the Bitcoin price or the Cronos price. So let's dive into the CRO Bitcoin price for now. For CRO Bitcoin, we're still trading in the depths of the range, I would say. And guys, the battle is really being fought in these fib retracement levels, so very, very low. Anyways, I do think, guys, that in the gray area, we have set the lows for this cycle for CRO Bitcoin, as we're right now trading above it for quite some time. However, I do have to say that still, of course, we're very close to it. We're right now trading in this green level, and we also try to retest, though, some other higher levels. So we tried to go to the light green and even touch the yellow. But so far, guys, we cannot break it. But slowly we're knocking on the doors. We want to go higher and higher for CRO Bitcoin, which I see as something like strength. Because the last time it was, of course, the reverse, where we're knocking on lower levels, lower levels, lower levels. And in the end, we got there as well. So guys, for now, I think we've seen the lows. And this is somewhat bullish as well in my eyes. But of course, no financial advice, ladies and gentlemen. If we then add up all the indicators, overall, guys, I'm quite surprised because I'm feeling a lot more bullish than I'm feeling bearish. For example, we have the MACD scooping up. We have CRO Bitcoin kind of bottoming out. And also we looked at the 50-day, which right now still is resistance. But maybe in a few days, that could actually change. So far, guys, it is looking quite decent, I would say. But let's check in about a few more days. And then we will see in the monthly checkup how we are really doing. And guys, don't forget to check the previous month, because maybe we can actually compare and see what really changed in the last few weeks.